Men of Reddit, what is a great sex tip you have to share with other men of Reddit? Every girl is different, but something that will help the majority of the time. When you feel you've hit the spot based on their reaction, fight the urge to go faster or harder and keep doing it exactly the same. Funny how this always happens as my jaw is starting to ache, or I just got into a really awkward position. Don't get me wrong, I'll keep going if humanly possible. Sometimes channeling Peaches singing "F the Pain Away" as my spirit animal. Gotta get that rotation working in your favor. Tongue gets tired, move your jaw. Jaw gets tired, move your head. Head, neck gets tired, back to tongue, ha ha ha. Literally the only thing it takes to be decent in bed, in my experience, is to pay attention to how your partner responds to things. Keep trying different things until you find something that they clearly, you'll know it when you see it, enjoy, then keep doing more of that. That's genuinely all there is to it. And not all women like the same thing. You can master exactly what one loves and then find that your new GF hates some of the things the ex loved. You have to start over, but that's the fun part. Some women like very direct clitoral stimulation, while others jump 10 feet in the air because it's too much. Communication and observation are key. Just don't act like a clinician. Do you like this or this? What about here? It's not hot. Pay attention. Talk to your partner about what they like. Also what they don't like. Only thing worse than not properly pleasing someone is straight up killing the mood by doing something they don't like. I used to date a woman who had 2 big no-go rules, and that was it. Everything else was on the table, including on the table LL. The level of communication comes down to the individual and the circumstances in my experience. A lot of Craigslist casual encounters were great, because we both knew the only goal was mutual gratification. In those instances, I found most women were very forthright with their likes, dislikes. Anytime it was a romantic interest, there was a much higher chance of both of us kinda keeping the freak flag furled, until we knew we wouldn't scare the other one off lol. Don't just wash your dick and balls, wash your arse and gooch too. No one wants to go down on a guy and get a whiff of swampy arse stank. This is also a great not sex tip. The frequency with which I see clean your body as a dating sex tip causes me great concern. I used to run a full 30-minute plus routine of washing myself, clipping and filing my nails, trimming my facial hair, making sure my hair at least looked healthy, cleaning the f*** out of my mouth, and moisturizing everything when I was going out and trying to be attractive. Care as much or more about your partner's pleasure as your own, and be open to trying things you haven't considered as long as you're moderately comfortable with the idea. It will be more enjoyable for everyone, and you'll learn about one another much more quickly. Also figure out your woman's body, find the soft spots. There's more pleasure spots than just boobs and pussy. The thighs are usually a safe bet. Also just something I practice, but get her off before yourself. It'll make her experience more pleasurable, and it'll relieve the pressure of making sure she gets off. Seriously, just getting in there and blowing your beans as fast as you can is pretty mediocre sex at best. Teasing and playing and building tension for both of you heightens the experience so much that I can't imagine just getting straight to my part. Both of you approaching climax at the same time is like having 2 orgasms at once. Have fun, play, laugh. Sex can be weird and funny, so just go with it. Be good, giving, and game to try new things, especially if your SO is interested in something. Some of the best sex my husband and I have had has included a fit of the giggles. I think it reminds you that you're not just lovers, you're friends too. Use all, particularly the flat part, of your tongue, not just the tip. More pleasurable for her, less tiring for you. Also, lightly sucking works wonders. Yes, Google Nina Hartley instructions. It's NSFW, but her instructions are incredible. If you kneel on the floor with her on the bed when you're giving oral, you can put the condom on while you do it. That stops the mood being ruined by stopping to put one on. And if you have a hard time multitasking, get your buddy to hide under the bed beforehand to help slip the condom on. Generally, I just use him to keep me hard, but this is a good idea. Not a lot of women can orgasm through penetration alone, no matter how long you go for, so stimulate the clitoris while you're doing it. That is the easiest way to give a woman multiple orgasms. Edit. What I mean is the majority can't orgasm through penetration alone. Of course, some women can. Talk with your partner and ask what works for them. And some women do not like direct clitoral stimulation, so ask, listen, and don't try to change her mind. When the room goes dead silent, she is not enjoying whatever you have decided she should. Edit to clarify, the dead silent of I wonder if I need new shelf liner. A nice beige color would spice things up. Not the silence of impending explosion, the other one that hangs in the air like a deflated parade float. Here's a good tip from one man to another. Ask a woman this question. Hell, not just any woman. Ask the one you're trying to bone. Consent is clear as day, or not at all. Shower regularly. Take your time with foreplay, and being fun is relaxing. You don't have to be serious all the time. It's way easier to make someone come if they're comfortable first. Use your fingers to do the come here motion in her while you're eating her out. Keep a consistent pace with anything you do. It builds up over time better than changing speeds. Don't spit on anything or slap anywhere unless you asked about that first. Consistency f***ing like a Gorlia for 30 seconds, and then hyperventilating. I have an average penis. Despite that, possibly because of it, I don't seem to have much trouble giving some women an orgasm from PIV. The thing that seems consistent, while in missionary, I put my penis all the way in, grinding my pubic bone against her clit, and being all the way in simultaneously makes the ridge of my head rub just in front of her cervix, the anterior fornix. I then just move a bit back and forth, not big strokes. I think the clit grinding and rubbing of the fornix gives them great stimulation to orgasm. It doesn't work for every woman, but it seems to work for a decent number of them. I've had favorable results from a good percentage. I'm 47, and the thing I wish I could tell my younger self is to slow down. Overall, each touch, let linger and do so till your partner moans in your mouth as you kiss. Mix, remix till that happens. There is a time for all things, even in sex. Be open and honest with your partner in all things. Oh yeah, married for 22 years, my 4 sons are all 18 plus, and my partner and I love each other more today than ever before. If you regularly do Kegel exercises, you will start having harder and longer lasting erections. Porn isn't real. Don't pull any of those moves without discussing it with your partner first. Helping a woman finish is usually more about rhythm than force. If you struggle with rhythm, try putting on music with decent bass. If she starts breathing hard, twisting around, or especially says, "I'm close," change nothing. Changing things at this point can be very effective, but it's also complicated and usually requires a good amount of communication. If you are looking for sex tips, start there. Change nothing when she is close. Try to focus on your partner exclusively. Many people are hyper-aware during sex. They can tell if you aren't really paying attention. It's not a good feeling. If you are self-conscious about finishing fast, find out what you need to get to round 2, protein shake, cuddling, and talk about this with your partner. Many women like the idea that they can make their partner finish fast. They also like to finish as well. The simplest solution here is to have sex twice. If you struggle to have sex twice in a short time period, keep in mind that penis and vagina sex is often the worst way to help a woman finish. Learn to give good head. Stop being self-conscious about your dick. There really are cons to a big dick and pros to a small one. And the only reason to really care about its size is because of how it affects your partner. Your pleasure has nothing to do with your size, even if you have a micro dick. Seriously, stop worrying. Your best bets to helping a woman finish are, in order, your words, your tongue, your hands, then your dick. You can learn to use all 4 better. You can't make your dick bigger. If none of that can help you stop fussing about it, consider that confidence is itself attractive. Even being self-deprecating about your dick, which is still healthier than most people's relationship with their dick, is not confident behavior. A lot of this read as chase your partner's pleasure more than your own. Keep in mind that they should be doing the same thing. If you feel like your partner doesn't care about your pleasure, talk about it. Guys can also have bad sex. The single best tip for sex is often the hardest. Due to how we tend to treat sex, communicate. Some general advice. No piece of advice applies to all women. These are just guidelines that should be applicable to most folks, but communication is key, as I'll explain later. Hygiene goes without saying. Keep it clean, keep your nails short. If you forgot this until the last moment, clip them and run the edges on your jeans to dull them a little. No one wants to get fingered by scary Terry bitch. Orgasms are not always required. Obviously, they're great, but if either you or your partner doesn't finish after you've given it the good old college try, don't get down on yourself about it. Sex should be fun even before the orgasm. Put her pleasure above yours, and she'll probably take care of you. Use protection. Yes, it feels better without it, But let me tell you what doesn't feel good. Child support payments, chlamydia, full-blown AIDS, or at least I assume they don't because I've never experienced any of those things. Because I use protection. When used correctly, condoms are 98% effective at preventing pregnancy, according to the knockout blurb Google gave me when I searched condom effectiveness. Look up a YouTube video if you're not sure if you're using them 100% correctly. And I don't care how strong you think your pullout game is, entrusting a horny dude with the task of not ejaculating inside a woman that's saying, "Fuck me harder, baby," like your partners will be once you're done reading this guide, is dumber than sending a kid to the Jared Fogle summer camp. That was a real thing, look it up. And get tested after each new partner, just in case. Can't be too careful. Don't masturbate with too tight a grip, you'll kill the sensitivity in your dick. Use a loose but firm grip and lubricate yourself. If you've already been doing this, switch to the aforementioned technique, no exceptions. If you find that doesn't get you off, well, too bad. You don't get to finish until you can finish like that because otherwise you'll be in the unenviable position of not being able to finish while fucking. And then she'll get self-conscious, you'll be embarrassed, it'll be awful. Beware the death grip. Pee after you finish. It's even more important for women, but it goes a long way toward preventing urinary tract infections. Make some noise. Probably. Most women tend to like it when you're vocal. Don't go overboard. Grunting like a warthog, like a lot of porn stars seem to do, is probably too much. But let her know you're enjoying yourself. Tell her how good her hand, job, mouth, joss, pussy, ass feels. How much you love her tits, ass, legs, pussy, etc. Unless she's not into dirty talk, which is fine too. Don't be embarrassed. Not getting it up happens. Shooting your load too soon happens. Farts, queefs, armpit fart noises because your skin was suctioned to hers, it happens. Get used to it. Laugh about it. Enjoy yourself. Okay, 1. Communication. This is super important. The most important. It turns out that it's much easier to do stuff she likes when you know what it is because she told you. You can work it into talking dirty too. If you try a particular rhythm and she reacts positively, ask her if she likes that, as suggestively as you feel comfortable with. If she says harder, go harder. But if she says don't stop or right there, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Same angle, pace, intensity, whatever. Conversely, if she's doing something that doesn't work for you, gently tell her so. It's better to correct that kind of thing early than reinforce something that doesn't do it for you. This is why faking orgasms is bad. And if they do something you love, make sure to let them know that too. If there's an opportunity to tactfully and respectfully ask some questions beforehand, do that. Is she into dirty talk? Spanking? Hair pulling? Does she like her breasts, nipples played with? These are all things that a lot of people do like, but some people find distasteful, and you shouldn't spring them on someone without asking first. Communicate before, during, and after sex. Can't stress this enough. Second, foreplay. Guys, by and large, are simple. If a sexual partner touches me on the penis with some lubrication, I'm happy. It feels good. Easy as that. Women are generally more complicated. Even if you got lube on your dick, you can't just go shoving it in there, unless she specifically asks for that, in which case she's probably got the lubrication covered, so go for it, without a bit of prep. Set the oven preheating before you put the meat in. This can start long before the bedroom. Sexting, talking dirty, the occasional touch or smack on the ass, depending on what she's comfortable with, throughout the day are things that can start her motor running long before you get in the car. Not my finest metaphor, but let's move on. Once you're about to get down, put your hands on her, tell her how sexy she is and how much she turns you on, how badly you want her. A lot of kissing is good. On the mouth, neck, breasts, stomach. See the direction I'm moving here? 3. Oral sex. Get good at this. Learn to love it if you don't already. The statistic I last heard was that only 25% of women can orgasm from penetration. So better to take care of it sooner than later. Not that this should be treated as a box to be checked off. Enjoy the journey, and it's that much more likely that she'll reach the destination. As for technique, don't neglect the clit. That's the little nub at the top of the vagina. It may be shrouded by the clitoral hood. You may want to gently pull it back, but extremely gently if at all. This may not be pleasurable for some women. It has nerves too, be careful. And it's the thing that would have become the penis if she'd have turned out to be a guy in the womb. So keep that in mind. Do you want someone mashing your dick around like they're a professional Smash Bros. Player, and its final destination? Fox only? No items. Hell no. So be gentle with it. Caress it. Massage it. If she tells you to go a little harder, err on the side of caution. Genital pain is a turnoff for the majority of people, so just be cool, okay? Don't neglect not the clit. Remember the thing you're trying to get your wang wet with? The hole that's your goal? Give that a little love, too. Lick it from top to bottom once in a while. Get a finger in there and curl it toward yourself in a beckoning motion, like you're requesting that her orgasm come hither. If you feel a spot that's rougher in texture than the rest, make that your focus. That's the G-spot, and guy's equivalent is the prostate, which is a major pleasure center. Again, pay attention to the lady. If she likes something, do it more. If she doesn't, try something else. Enjoy yourself and enjoy her body. Your free hands, or just hand if you've boarded the SS Fingerbang ferry, should be roaming around her body, playing with her nipples if she's into that, just exploring her. If your jaw or tongue are getting sore, tag in your fingers and kiss the inside of her thighs, her stomach, etc. 4. Penetration. It's time for the train to enter the proverbial tunnel. Maybe your partner just had an earth-shattering orgasm from your twisting tongue technique. Or maybe she pulls you up off your knees because she needs cock inside her right that second. Or maybe neither of those things happened. Whatever. Point is, she wants your penis in her vagina. If she isn't sufficiently wet, put some lube on your tube. If you're unsure of positioning, which is okay, let her guide you in. It's probably going to feel pretty good. If it feels so good that you finish right away, don't panic. Come clean, no pun intended, and maybe go back to eating her out or fingering. That usually more than makes up for it if you know what you're doing, which by now I've done all in my power to ensure that you do. Do Kegels every day if that's a common problem for you. Masturbate an hour or two before sex, whatever it takes. If you have the opposite problem, don't worry too much. It might just be a temporary mental block, and if not, they've got little blue pills for that. Anyway, throughout the fucking, keep kissing her, touching her, etc. Get your hand down to her clit if it's not too sensitive, which you will know by asking her. Try a few different positions. Have some fun. Starting off with long, slow thrusts and then crescendoing isn't a bad idea. But different strokes for different folks, pun intended. The reason you want to get her off first is because if she's among the 75% that doesn't orgasm from penetration, you've at least done your best to see to her first, and now you can have your fun. If you're using a condom, which you should be, finish wherever. Ask before you finish on her ass, back, breasts, face. Contrary to what porn would have you believe, sex does not have to end with a facial. After you finished. 5. Aftercare cuddles. Most people love them, I find. Spoon that lady. She just let you put your dong all up in her biz. The least you could do is give her a little affection afterward. If it's uncomfortably hot and sweaty, feel free to take a second to cool down a bit before you do this. Maybe take a pee break. UTIs are a drag, or so I hear. If you had fun, tell her so. Maybe don't ask if she finished. It can kinda come off as insecure or like you're looking for some sort of macho validation, which I guess is also just insecurity. Just snuggle up, play with her hair, maybe kiss her neck just a bit, unless this isn't that kind of sex. That might come off a bit clingy if this is just some girl from the club. Did I mention that not all advice applies to all people? Anyway, I hope that's enough to get you started. If you have questions about anything specific, fire away. I like talking about sex. Good luck and have fun. I had a teacher once give me a piece of advice that has given me better results and better sex than anything else I've ever heard. Don't look for a no, look for a hell yes. As guys, we often feel like we have to make moves, and we have to push forward. You don't. So often we're doing things like, well, I put my hand on her thigh and she didn't take it off or move away, so she must want to go forward, right? And sometimes you're in the clear, and other times she didn't react because she didn't know how to say no. So don't force anything. She'll let you know when she wants to kiss you. She'll let you know when she wants your hand down her pants. Maybe this date you won't get laid. And hey, maybe she'll wish you had instigated a little more, but you'll never get regret or have sex with someone who's not comfortable with you and feel like crap after if you just change what you're looking for. A no can be misconstrued, but a hell yes is impossible to miss. And if you wait for that, I guarantee you will have much, much better sex. Thank you for watching. Write comments, put likes. Do not forget to watch other videos.